CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.
Hello and welcome to News Center. I'm Parikshit Luthra. The Indian Navy has dispatched guided missile destroyers to the Arabian Sea after an attack on an Israel-linked chemical tanker off its coast. This after the US claimed that strike on MV Camp Pluto in the Indian Ocean was carried out by Iran. This is the first time a vessel has been attacked outside the Red Sea. Shipping giant Maersk has announced it is preparing to resume operations in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Maersk has cited deployment of US-led military efforts towards ensuring safety of trade in the region as a reason for making the move. However, the company also said that it could explore diverting ship traffic depending on the safety conditions in the Red Sea. Attacks by Iran-backed forces have widened in the region, with the US claiming that 2 more vessels were attacked by Houthi forces overnight. This brings the number of commercial ships attacked in the region to 15. However, Iranian foreign minister has denied any orders to Houthis to carry out attacks and said that regional security remains a priority for Iran. And here is Defence Minister Rajnath Singh condemning the recent attack on MV Camp Pluto and India's stance going forward.
आजकल समुद्र में हलचल कुछ ज्यादा बढ़ गई है। भारत की बढ़ती आर्थिक और सामरिक ताकत ने कुछ ताकतों को ईर्ष्या और द्वेष से भर दिया है। अरब सागर में हाल में हुए यमवी कैंप प्लूटो पर ड्रोन हमले और कुछ पहले लाल सागर में यमवी साईं बाबा पर हुए हमले को भारत सरकार ने बहुत ही गंभीरतापूर्वक लिया है। भारतीय नौसेना ने समुद्र की निगरानी बढ़ा दी है। जिन्होंने भी इस हमले को अंजाम दिया है, उन्हें हम सागर तल से भी ढूंढ निकालेंगे और उनके खिलाफ कठोर कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
And to take this discussion forward, I'm now joined by former Ambassador K.C. Singh, Ajay Singh, Vice President at the Indian Maritime Foundation, and Ajay Sahai, Director General at the Federation of Indian Export Organization. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Commodore Singh, if I can begin with you at this point, give us a sense of the security threat for India. You've got a chemical tanker which was attacked by a drone just 240 nautical miles off the Gujarat's Porbandar coast. How serious is this for the Indian Navy?
I think it's extremely serious to have a drone attack, an Indian ship being attacked by a drone barely 200 miles from the Indian coast, a little over that, is almost in India's EEZ, and well away from the scene of conflict that we are witnessing in the Red Sea, or the Houthi threat to shipping passing through the Red Sea. So I think the Indian Navy has to take this very seriously. India has to take this very seriously. We still don't know where the drone originated from, or what kind of a drone was it. A forensic examination has revealed that it was a drone attack and not a missile attack. But I think the Indian Navy has already deployed, I think, 3 guided missile destroyers and a frigate, which is a considerable naval force with a lot of firepower. And we have to monitor the situation very closely. Because if we allow things to slip, the potential for escalation at sea is tremendous. A situation can develop very fast at sea, and very soon one finds oneself on the back foot. And for India, it is critical, because 90% of our trade and 80% of our oil and gas requirements travel over the sea. A large part of it comes from West Asia. So we have to ensure that our western seaboard, or the Western Indian Ocean, remains absolutely secure. Our sea lanes of communication are secure at all
Commodore
times.
Singh.
And I think for that, we have to firstly provide good maritime. We have to have good maritime domain awareness, which we have. We also have a P8I in the air. And so I think we need to look at it very seriously.
Right. Okay, Commodore Singh, the other question that I would like to ask you, the US has blamed Iran for carrying out this drone attack. Iran has not commented. I'm sure there are diplomatic conversations going on, but considering the different actors in the region, who are the possible actors or nations or groups who could be involved in this?
Well, firstly, I know US has laid the blame at Iran's door, but the Iranian foreign minister has refuted this claim, and he's called it absolutely baseless. To me personally, I don't see any reason why Iran would want to carry out a drone attack on an Indian ship so close to any ship so close to Indian waters. So there are forces at play, I'm sure, in the Western Indian Ocean who would like to prematurely nip India's sort of increasing engagement with West Asia in the bud. We have the I2U2 recently. Now we have the Indian Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, which is supposed to be an alternative to the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. So obviously there would be forces at work to see how they can stymie the progress of these. Besides, of course, the actual conflict that's going on between, the Israel-Hamas conflict, which India has made an effort to stay clear of. We have not allowed ourselves to get provoked into participating. We've even not deployed ships in the Red Sea actively to attack the Houthi rebels who want to carry out attacks on shipping in the Red Sea. So I think I really wonder, perhaps Ambassador KC Singh will be better qualified to tell us who and what could be the provocation for this attack on this ship, which is so close to Indian waters.
Right. Ambassador KC Singh, we're talking about
but
two
it's something
drone
I think
attacks.
we need to pay a lot of attention to.
We saw a... Right. On 23rd of December, we saw a drone attack on MV Camp Pluto. On the 24th of December, a Gabon-flagged MV Sai Baba, which had Indian crew on board, had also reported a drone attack. What are the similarities? Where does this responsibility lie, according to you?
Look, the one near the Indian coast is different from the attacks on the other ships. The other ships, the Houthis have laid the claim to it. There is no secret about it. They have said they'll attack any vessel which they see is linked to Israel or carrying something to Israel. Now, it's very difficult for them to really be that precise. I think the Norwegian tanker they attacked was not carrying anything to Israel. So there will be mistakes in that because from a distance they can't make out. Simply from the registration of a vessel, it may well be registered somewhere else in a third country. But if it's carrying something to Israel, you need very precise intelligence. I don't think the Houthis sitting up in North Yemen have that. But at the same time, what they have said is important, that until there is a ceasefire, they will affect the trade through the Red Sea. Now, the Americans tried to get together a number of countries to stymie this threat, but a number of countries have walked away. The French have walked away, the Italians have walked away. Saudis and the Emiratis don't want to take on Houthis. Saudis have just had, a few months ago, a ceasefire with them. After many months, many years of fighting, in which the Saudis were not able to subdue them. And even before that, the Emiratis had withdrawn their troops. So they've seen it that these people are willing to fight hard, and they're fighting for their territory, and they don't want to provoke them. At the same time, they're obviously being supplied by Iran. Now, that's the main reason it's not believable that Iran would directly send a drone to attack an Indian ship. Doesn't make any sense. Because they've got their surrogates, and the surrogates are doing it. Unless another third country wants to create a misunderstanding, Pakistan or someone or some terrorist group based in Pakistan has done it with the support, non-state actor, with the support of the state. That is understandable, but I don't think the Iranians would do it. But in any case, the standoff between the Iranians and the Americans is worsening. Today, they've attacked a number of bases of Hezbollah, a related group of the Hezbollah in Lebanon, which are supported by Iran. And earlier, the Israelis have killed an Iranian general. This is after Soleimani, the senior-most general. They've killed in an air attack in Syria. So there is a degree of escalation which is going on. And until the Israeli troops stop their attacks, because they have not been able to achieve their objective of decapitating the Hamas, and more civilians are getting killed. The weather is not is inclement now. You can't have people living out in the open. And where do people go from the southern part of Gaza? They've already migrated once. Now, where do they migrate from there? So Netanyahu is not listening. He's not paying attention to the Americans either. And President Biden himself is in a bind. He finds his domestic rating is also affected by this, on how he handles it. Because this can't go on for too long. And I see some escalation taking place in this.
Okay. All right. Let me get in Ajay Singh, Director General of the Federation of Indian Exporters. Ajay Sahai, when it comes to the cost for Indian exporters as a result of the tensions in the Red Sea, and now because of this drone attack very close to the Indian coast, how do you see freight rates going up, insurance premiums going up?
No, in fact, because of this challenge on the Red Sea, there are two options. Either we continue on the Red Sea or we take the alternative route of Cape of Good Hope. in both the situation, freights are going to go up significantly, because if we are going through the Cape of Good Hope, the additional voyage time will be around 12 to 15 days. And that will definitely affect the cost. Moreover, I think that will require additional capacity for the containers also. In the short time, there will be challenges on the container front. If we are using the existing route, you have rightly said the insurance cost of the ship will go up, and probably the freight insurance, the marine cargo insurance for the exporter will also go up. And we are expecting, in fact, the freight to go up as of now also. After this conflict, the Basmati consignment, which was going in 25th container, the cost has gone up for Europe from $2,000 to $4,000. So there have been already significant increase in the rate. And if the situation is not brought to normalcy in next couple of days, probably it will have huge consequences. Secondly, because of these kinds of uncertainty, exporters are holding back the consignment, because consignment can be robbed, they can be destroyed also. So that will cause disruption to India's exports and imports. And we are using this route for an annual export and import to the tune of around $225, $250 billion. And that's why the route is extremely important. It is one of our major routes for supply to Europe and also to East Coast of America, besides to some of the countries in Middle East as well as in Africa. So, of course, from the trade perspective, it is very important. Right. We hope that OPG will bring it the normalcy very soon.
Mr. Sahai? Mr. Sahai, you mentioned basmati rice exports. Give us a sense of the price increase in freight charges for basmati rice. What is the kind of increase we're looking at? Once again, if you could.
No, in fact, that's why if I'm looking into the cost for the basmati rice per container of 20 feet, if it is going from here to Saudi Arabia, which is the major market, or the Iran, the increase has already been between $600. It has gone up to $2,000. For Europe, it has gone from $2,000 to around $4,000. And there will be further significant increase. I'm not sure, because of this conflict,